Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode with Live Bold and Boss Up podcast. We're super excited to chat with just Steph and I today.
I know, it hasn't been just us in a little while.
I know. We wanted to ask you guys if you could share and like and subscribe and support your girls. We'd really appreciate it. We think that a lot of this information is great to get out there. A lot of people need it.
I need it.
I need it too.
Need it.
I think I do it for myself too sometimes.
So today we were going to talk about what should you not say and what should you say in business meetings.
Right. Yes. The inspiration behind this really is the meetings that we have in the office. I say words that I'm like, why did I say that? I say, I think this, or I have some uncertain words that are just not sure. And then I recap my meeting. I'm like, I could have done that much better.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think we all do that. So hopefully the things that we'll say today will help you, moving forward in meetings, how to sound intelligently in meetings. Mm-hmm. So let's get into it. We're going to do what you should not say first.
Oh, there's a whole slew of these.
I know. And we're probably just, on the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, for sure. There's probably so many others.
Right. So I feel like, obviously by listening to the podcast, you can tell I do a lot of this. But filler words, I do a lot of it. The ums. Like is another one. There's lots of them. But I think to eliminate that, just think before you speak. Slow down, think, and it will help eliminate all those filler words that you want to say because you're trying to think too fast, speak too fast.
Right. I think it's important to know that damn it. Now that we're saying it,
I know.
I'm probably going to say them all the time. Like words that say like literally, kind of. It just doesn't really add color to what you're saying. No. It doesn't add facts. Right.
No, I know.
Now I'm hearing myself. Terrible.
One thing that I did, this was years ago, but it helped me a lot. And thanks to my dad, who he was a big proponent in this. But I went to, there I go again. I went to Toastmasters, which makes you very aware of the things that you say and how to present to a group or even speaking in business meetings. Toastmasters is great. It made me very aware because you're practicing speaking in front of people. Mm-hmm. So that was one thing my dad taught me.
That's so cute. I love your dad. He's so sweet.
Me too. So that's one thing that you can do. But just being aware of what you say is, the first step.
Right.
Is another one.
It probably is on our list over here.
It is. What are some more things? Because I feel like there's so many.
Well, I think a group of words that I think everyone says are, in my opinion, well, the way I see it, I may be wrong, but, that makes me cringe.
Right. It's almost like you're trying to add some cushion just in case you are wrong instead of just stating the fact.
You know what? Dive in. Be wrong if you're wrong. Who cares? Own it.
Right.
Own your stuff.
Right. It's trim your hedges down to a minimum.
Yes. Trim those hedges, darling. I would like to. The sound of these, I hope you can hear, it doesn't sound very confident or smart or intelligent. Mm-hmm. They're unnecessary filler words.
Right.
I guess and could be fine, but as long as you don't keep saying and.
Mm-hmm. Right. Speak in short sentences. You don't need to just keep talking, just to ramble on and to get your point across. Just state it, period. Have that be your point. Stop, think about the next thing that you're going to say, and then say it again. And then over time, it will get more natural.
Right. I think also from what we've researched too, body language is really important. Mm-hmm. You can use your hands, but don't use them too aggressively, but use them to help you express certain words. Mm-hmm. I think it's also important to your posture, how you're sitting. Don't slouch over. Gosh, can you picture it? Like you're slouched over and you're saying, well, the way I see it, or I think, or I would like to, you seem so unsure and not confident.
Right. No one's going to take you seriously.
Right.
Other words that just provide unnecessary padding is words like pretty much, almost, really. I say really probably more than I need to. Generally, usually, words like that aren't necessary. Just cut those words out. Just being aware of them will lessen that unnecessary padding whenever you're speaking.
Right. Because you could use these words and make it sound like, wow, I've pretty much seen this happen. And it's like, well, what does that mean? Maybe you could say, I've seen this happen 50% of the time.
Right.
That's a huge difference.
Right. I think being prepared helps when going into a meeting. That way you're not questioning, putting all those words in like I think or acting a little bit unsure. Mm-hmm. You go in and you state the facts. So you have to be prepared. Mm-hmm. One of my pet peeves is asking for validation, the word right.
Yeah.
Whenever you're talking and you're like, right? Like you need that validation. Mm-hmm. And I know so many people that do this, and it's almost like they just need the validation on what they just said. Like you don't need to say right, just period.
Exactly. I was going to say right.
Right?
Right?
You see what I'm saying? Don't you think?
Yeah, that's not good. Don't end in a question.
No.
Right?
Yes. Period.
Mm-hmm. State the facts.
Yes. Yep.
State them, slow down if you need to. Think about it. Mm-hmm. Some other words that people use, maybe not even in a business meeting, but just in general when you're having the conversation is, that's not at my pay grade, or that's not my job.
No, you know what? I don't care if it's your job or not. Do it. That's what a good employee does. You wear multiple hats. You do things that aren't listed on your job description. You do it. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to hear that it's not your job.
Right.
Or that it's not in your pay scale. Or like I can be taking the trash out here. It's not my job.
Right.
It wasn't on my job responsibilities.
I make the coffee.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you do things that's
you do
not
what
listed.
You need to do.
And that's what sets the difference between a great employee and a good employee.
Well, and also, if you do things that are above your pay grade, doesn't that show that you can do more things and you can have job enrichment and you can grow in the company?
Yep.
So,
right.
Don't say that.
Right.
Yeah. Right?
Right.
Very right. Very true.
Very true. Another thing, I think that you should increase your vocabulary by not saying words that aren't professional. Mm-hmm. Not that you need to speak super professional, because I am not. And that is clear.
Right. We like to bring in some casual words just to make the meeting more fun.
But you don't need to say words in a business meeting. If you're meeting with your C-levels or your clients, like bro or dude or man.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I concur.
Yes.
Now I'm thinking of all my words that I like to use.
Ashley's very good at her vocabulary.
Just rolls off the tongue, darling.
Another thing I think you should avoid is saying phrases like trust me or honestly, because why wouldn't you trust me? Like, do I not normally speak honest? So why now am I saying honestly?
Right.
Right?
Exactly. What's the other one you said? You were talking about it earlier. You said, trust me. Did you just say that?
I just said trust me.
Oh, trust me and honestly. Oh, I didn't hear it. I heard one thing.
Another
way to actively listen.
I was going to say key listening skills is
I
also
know.
important.
Key listening skills are very important. Have those in a meeting. Another word that bugs me, and maybe you guys can help me out because I don't think this is a word. Irregardless.
It's not a word.
People say irregardless. I don't believe it's a word. It is not in my dictionary. It's you have ear and then you have less in this word, and it's
Regardless.
canceling. Right. You say regardless.
Right.
Irregardless is like a double negative.
Right. Right.
If you disagree with me, let me
It's like
know.
ain't a word.
No. Oh, that's terrible. I didn't even think we had to bring that up.
You know what is a word though? Y'all.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm really happy because I text that all the time now.
I say it. I text it. And if any listeners wants to debate, let us know. But y'all is a word.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge. Where did you find out that y'all was actually a word?
Because I say it all the time.
It is a word because I say it all the time.
In the South, it is a word. I bet it's in the Southern Dictionary.
I would agree with you on that one. The Southern Dictionary.
Yes.
Regardless, irregardless is not a word.
No. So now what should you say in a business meeting?
Right.
What are some highly effective words for sounding intelligent in business meetings?
Right. Well, MIT did a study. They did a data-driven approach to specific words that have more powerful and more meaning, and have more results in a meeting.
Which I thought this was interesting.
I thought this was
Some of
interesting
them.
too, because these words aren't the usual words that you would think.
Yeah, they're not big words. They're not fancy words. They're just normal words.
Right.
But they have effectiveness.
In fact, one of the words I didn't even think you would want to say
Right.
in a meeting.
So what are some of these words?
Okay. Well, the first one, the one that I was kind of blown away by was yeah.
Right.
Right? It's weird. Like,
and that is here. Yeah.
it is literally the first word. Yeah. YEAH.
Right. Not yes, but yeah.
Right. And the next one is give. Okay. I get that. Give. Start. That makes sense. Meeting. And discuss. Those were like the top 5.
I think you have to use it in the right form
Exactly.
as well. Like you can't just say yeah as, just insert it wherever.
Well,
I
right,
think you have
exactly.
the right context.
So when you're using the word yeah, for example, you have to be careful where you say it, because if you're saying it when someone else changes the topic or the subject, then when you say yeah, they're assuming that you're ready to change the topic and you're moving to that other conversation. Or at the end of the meeting, if they're wrapping it up and you say yeah, they're assuming that you're ending the meeting. So you have to be careful. You have to use them appropriately.
And certain words used at the beginning of the meeting have more effectiveness and power. Like that's how you start the meeting off strong. You want to start the meeting off strong so that way people are listening and they're engaged, which I
Right.
think it's important to use. Have a timeline, be organized. All those things have to happen as well. But then using these power words at the beginning of a meeting, particularly, I think helps.
Right, exactly. So saying the word start, for example, gets everyone's attention. Hey, let's start the meeting. So now everyone's like, okay, we're here. We're kind of, doing a greeting thing, and we're kind of small talking. And then when someone says, okay, let's start, they kind of get their attention and they're like a little bit more focused. Has a little bit more power to it.
And I think by being obviously positive throughout a meeting and not have it be negative, I think there's a way to, relay negative information if you need to. But I think there's you have to put a positive spin on it to, motivate people and not have them be discouraged. So I think, always having a positive spin on things, relaying information the right way, and maybe ending with a positive uplifter after you give the negative information.
We've been working on that, I feel like, a lot with us, because, you can get into your meeting and, okay, we need to do this, and this. Let's go. And then, like, where's the positivity? Like, let's have fun. Remember why we're doing this. We like what we do. We love what we do.
Right. And I think it's always important to close a meeting with positivity. Positive words, then you're going to get a positive response. People are going to go back to their desks and they're going to want to work.
Right.
Rather than being discouraged.
How do you use give in a meeting as a power word?
You're really testing me.
I'm sorry.
Maybe giving someone certain responsibility that they wanted to take on, or giving someone the table.
Yeah.
You know, if you're giving someone something, it's a positive thing.
Right.
You're not taking it away, you're giving it. So
Right.
I think give in itself is a positive word.
Right. Like let's give the mic to Stephanie and see what she has to say on this.
Yes.
Something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe yeah is one of the words.
I know.
It's crazy. I say it all the time.
It's crazy.
Oh.
So we have talked about
We
that
should have
one?
talked about that.
Which that was actually on our list of things not to say, because this is where emotional intelligence, emotional IQ, which we actually did a podcast on.
Episode 14.
Episode 14.
Check it out. That's a really good one about emotional intelligence in the workplace.
Yes, but controlling those emotions, and I think this is especially important in meetings, and phrases like "that's crazy" or "how stupid" or anything that shows that you can't really control your emotions and that you're like taking it extreme. That just shows that you don't have a very high sense of emotional intelligence.
Right. And it's funny because I love "that's crazy." I think I say that all the
I
time.
feel like we say it now because it has like a history.
Right. There was a joke behind it,
Yes.
and we say it as a joke, but nobody else knows that, right? So they might take it out of context.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. I agree. Oh,
go ahead.
I was just going to discuss some of the other words that were listed as the 5 power words, like discuss or meeting. Those sound so serious to me.
So serious around here.
But I think that you do, and if you are going to have a business meeting, you want to have it come across as serious. And, let's get down to business. Let's have this discussion, or let's have this meeting. And then afterwards we can, have a little fun. But right now, this is what the discussion is.
Right. It makes all the attendees pay attention to, okay, we're going to discuss this, and this. So they have the expectation that in this meeting, you're going to discuss this. So, right. It gives people the opportunity to pay attention to those specific topics.
Right. And then changing the subject. I think those are all good keywords. Like, yeah, actually it says for changing the subject, like you mentioned, yeah, that's a great point. Now let's move on. Or start. So then you're stating the beginning of a new topic. Closing the meeting, I think words, some of the same words I think are good in closing a meeting.
Right.
So these are 5 words you can use throughout the meeting that are effective ways of starting, changing the subject, and closing the meeting.
Right. They're not only effective, they're like the 5 most powerful words you can use. I can't believe that.
According
That is
to
very,
MIT.
I know. That's really interesting. So I really enjoyed reading that data from MIT. We just wanted to share it with you guys.
Right. I think these are all things that I am definitely going to work on. And I think a lot of people, a lot of people
Yes.
can work on these. I hear it every day, period. I may talk like that in meetings just for a little bit while I'm practicing.
Right. Just to show people how not to speak in meetings.
Exactly. Do as I say, not as I do.
Oh, I use that so often now with kids.
Exactly. Well, this has been a fun episode. We hope that you enjoyed it as well. Please give us your feedback. If there's things that we've missed or other words that you hear in meetings that make you cringe or that you think are effective, let us know. We
I'd
would love to hear
hear
'em.
it.
We're always trying to be better in the workplace.
Yes.
And until next time.
Live bold and boss up.